do a language that is not easy, that is extremely challenging, where I thought it was going to be easier and it was not.
Very excited to talk to both of you. This is absolutely a masterpiece. This is a phenomenal series.
Is that our first?
That's our first masterpiece.
Masterpiece of the day.
10 out of 10, no doubt. This is such an amazing series. I loved every minute of it. And Jason, I wanted to start with you acting, writing, producing, directing, all the different hats that you had to wear on this series. Which was the most challenging for you?
Acting.
I'd do it.
100%. 100%, because I know what's going on. I know what needs to happen. I know all the behind the scenes. Someone's pissing me off. Something didn't go right. And I've got to control all of this now. Go in front of the camera and act.
Yeah.
So I have to shut off everything that needs to make this happen and get in front of it and then do it. But on top of that, do a language that is not easy, that is extremely challenging, where I thought it was going to be easier and it was not. And it came down to like literally the language, and having normally have full attention on the acting. It was just making sure everything, because we created everything, and so that was like, I think it put a lot of strain on the acting side.
And Pa, for you in this story, it's obviously a huge story that not a lot of people know all of the elements of it. You've got all of these different kingdoms and all of the different interactions and that warfare that was going on. But it does share so many similarities with every other culture's history and all of the conflict. What was most important for you in bringing this with Jason onto the page and then onto the screen to convey about the uniqueness of this tale?
Yeah, I mean, look, we've all experienced a movie that was supposed to be based on some sort of historical accuracy, and it just runs the course and gets really far off, and something happens. For us, it was about maintaining as much of the history as we could, despite the story actually being crunched from like a 20-year story into like a short amount of time. It was really kind of that balance, and then obviously with production and trying to be as authentic as possible in every area. I mean, we needed to hold a standard for ourselves, so that standard could then be, blueprinted and make sure that it exists in other stories that involve indigenous people and all of that. So, I mean, our costumes had to be, we had cultural advisors over every department. And so we had over 15, and when that was all said and done, I put one over me, you know what I mean? Like, we needed to know that as we move forward, that we could say, yes, there might be little tweaks in history here. There might be some chronology things that are moved around, but is this the most authentic piece of Hawaiian visuals that you could create 100%? Did we have the best people behind us to make sure that our checks and balances were coming back where they needed to be 100%? And, Jason, he just mentioned language. I mean, it was such a big part of it.
I had my coach, he lived with me. Literally lived with me so I can get the language right. And he had more say over everything. We had two coaches that if we didn't get it right, we're doing the take again. One little flub, like we needed to make sure the language, it was everything to us and making sure we're getting it right.
Yeah. So to be on the set where you have these Hawaiian language experts that have never been a part of the industry before, they were the ones holding the space that if things didn't go right, the actors are looking at them, the directors are looking at them, finding out if everything was right. And if they nodded their head and said, this is good, then we moved on.
And this series, because it is rooted in history and it is one of these stories that has obviously a chronology that's going to go along, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but Teo, your character has this drama that's right there in the middle, like right before things really start to, they heat up, but in a different sense of the word. What was that challenging to be part of that triangle that's happening there?
I think I was actually really excited about it, to be honest. And that's an odd thing to say, I know, but I think it opened up an opportunity for us to explore the different versions of love that are present in our indigenous cultures. I think especially within Polynesia, love is such a complex, it's far more complex than just man and wife. There's so much more to it, and it can appear in so many different ways. And I think to be in that situation kind of allowed us to reintroduce love from an indigenous perspective and break the boundaries of how we view love today and really challenge that thought, which was really exciting.
No, it's kind of like the influence of religion, Christianity, right?
Yeah.
Where those kind of constructs changed.
Yeah, and it was cool.
Yeah.
And the cool thing I think about this is that it's a chapter of history not a lot of people know. And I was just wondering from both of you, do you think that this is going to be something that audiences not familiar with Polynesian history, with Hawaiian history, are going to really connect with it? Because you can really see it's not all that different from other cultures' histories once you sit down and watch it.
Absolutely. I think we fell in love with it by being on the job and having to learn about it. And so seeing your reactions and other people who have interviewed us today, understanding it in the way that we do and getting excited about it is awesome and what we wanted. We just would be like,
Yeah, and it's really cool because there were so many thoughts and feelings going in from all different parts of our production, from behind the camera to in front of the camera to the people writing it and translating it. And so to see that all that love that was poured into this show really be conveyed and understood by our audiences is really exciting, and it feels like we're on the right path to actually giving this show the celebration that it really deserves.
It is amazing. I loved every episode. You two are phenomenal. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
so good to see you again. I remember you from the Night Agent interviews.
I'll see you for the third season.
Yeah. See you then.
Bye. And for a lot of the characters in this series, Jason's character spends so much time away in those early episodes and is not interacting directly with you. Did you feel that the cast, even when you weren't sharing scenes, that there was kind of a camaraderie or a connection behind the scenes? Did Jason really foster that? Moses, I'll ask you that.
We all connected right off the bat. We became friends right off the bat. Jason included. We all just got along so well that whether he's there or not, whether I'm with Kaina or anyone else, we're all just we bonded in a way that just shows on screen.
The scope of this series is amazing, and showing just the beauty of the culture and everything is just so evident when you're seeing it on screen. For filming this, was there anybody aside from the members of the cast and the writers, was there anybody there that was kind of checking authenticity, or did it just kind of feel to you all that this is what it was like as close as we can make it?
Was definitely a collective, but people like Keawe, Kahokahi, they were the ears and I guess the evaluators to ensure, I don't know if you'd say the police, but
Totally police.
the language police.
Yeah,
language.
Keawe had those that weren't Hawaiian and aren't familiar with the language. Keawe, we love Keawe. He's one of the gang, but he had them, shaking in their boots, learning this language that they never learned before, and he was strict with them. He was hard on them. Yeah, so he's totally the language police.
Yeah.
Well, it's a phenomenal series. The two of you are fantastic, and I cannot wait for the world to check this out. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.